Sarah moved to the small town with a heavy heart. Her husband Imran had left her alone for months, and she needed a fresh start. She found a small apartment in the center of the town. The landlord, Mr. Kadir, was known to be strict and harsh with tenants. Still, Sarah needed a place to stay, and the rent was affordable. The apartment was old but cozy. There were cracks on the walls, and the floor creaked with every step. Sarah unpacked her bags, hoping this small space could become her home. She thought about her daughter, Hina, and how she would go to the local school nearby. Life seemed lonely, but she felt a small hope inside her. The next day, Mr. Kadir visited the apartment to inspect it. He was tall, serious, and his eyes were cold. "The rent is due on the 1st. No excuses," he said sharply. Sarah nodded quietly. She felt a strange fear but smiled politely. Mr. Kadir left after half an hour, and Sarah felt relieved. Days passed. Sarah tried to settle in. She went to the market, met neighbors, and took Hina to school. But at night, she often felt lonely. She missed Imran, even though he had left her for another woman. The betrayal still hurt. One evening, Mr. Kadir knocked on her door. He wanted to fix the broken pipe in the bathroom. While fixing it, he started asking personal questions. "Your husband does not live here?" he asked. Sarah hesitated, then said, "No, he left me. It's just me and my daughter." Mr. Kadir looked at her strangely, and Sarah felt uncomfortable. She wanted him to leave quickly. But Mr. Kadir did not leave immediately. He started talking about her life, her struggles, and he listened more than he spoke. Sarah felt a strange warmth in his attention. She knew it was wrong to feel this way, but she could not help it. She felt lonely for so long that any attention felt comforting. That night, Sarah lay on her bed and thought about her life. She was tired of sadness and betrayal. She wanted love, care, and understanding. She knew Mr. Kadir. As weeks passed, Mr. Kadir started visiting more often. Sometimes it was for repairs, sometimes just to check on the apartment. He began to smile at Sarah. His eyes softened when he looked at her. Sarah noticed small things. How he always remembered Hina's favorite chocolate, how he made small jokes that made her laugh. One rainy evening, Sarah locked the door and helped Mr. Kadir dry his coat. They shared tea in the small kitchen. The room felt warm. Sarah felt something she had not felt in years. Happiness. They talked about life, dreams, and lost love. Sarah's heart opened, even though she felt guilty. She thought about Imran and how he had betrayed her. Why should she feel guilty for finding comfort elsewhere? Hina, busy with her homework, did not notice the change in her mother. Sarah tried to hide her feelings, but Mr. Kadir seemed to understand her without words. He complimented her cooking and the small flower vase she kept on the table. Every small gesture made Sarah feel alive again. Then came the day when Mr. Kadir held her hand for the first time. He apologized for being strict in the past, and said he admired her strength. Sarah's heart raced. She pulled back, feeling guilty. But he smiled softly and did not push. Sarah struggled with her emotions. She knew it was wrong to feel attracted to her landlord. He was not Imran, but he gave her attention and care she had been missing. She felt torn between loyalty to her past and desire for warmth in the present. Late at night, Sarah cried silently. She missed Imran, but she also wanted Mr. Kadir. The betrayal she had suffered made her cautious, but the loneliness made her vulnerable. Little by little, the line between right and wrong started to blur. Hina noticed her mother was smiling more, and sometimes seemed lost in thought. One evening she asked, "Mom, are you happy?" Sarah hugged her tightly and whispered, "Yes, baby. Very happy." She was not fully truthful, but she did not want to worry her daughter. Months passed. Sarah and Mr. Kadir grew closer. They laughed together, shared small meals, and talked late into the night. Sarah knew she was crossing a line, but the harsh world outside made her crave kindness. Every small gesture from Mr. Kadir felt like a gift. One evening, Hina fell sick. Sarah panicked. Mr. Kadir immediately came to help. He cooked soup, carried Hina to the doctor, and stayed until she felt better. Sarah's heart melted. She felt she could rely on him, even more than she could rely on her absent husband. But not everything was easy. Sarah worried about being judged. What if neighbors noticed the closeness between her and Mr. Kadir? What if someone told Imran? Every smile, every small touch, now felt dangerous. One day, Mr. Kadir invited Sarah to the rooftop to watch the sunset. They sat close, and he took her hand. Sarah did not pull away this time. She felt a strange mix of fear and desire. The emotional connection had become undeniable. Suddenly, Hina ran to the rooftop. She asked for her mother's attention. Sarah laughed and hugged her, trying to hide the tension. Mr. Kadir smiled politely, not letting the moment turn awkward. Sarah realized she had to balance two worlds: her role as a mother and her emotional bond with Mr. Kadir. Late that night, Sarah cried quietly. She whispered to herself, "Am I wrong to feel this? Am I betraying myself by waiting for happiness outside my marriage?" She knew Imran had already betrayed her, but guilt still burned inside her heart. Sarah started avoiding long conversations with Mr. Kadir during the day, fearing she might lose control of her emotions. But at night, when she was alone, she thought about his smile, his voice, and the way he cared for her and Hina. She felt trapped in her emotions. The harsh landlord had become more than a strict authority figure. He had become a friend, a protector, and a source of forbidden comfort. Sarah realized that infidelity could begin quietly, with emotions, care, and small acts. One evening, Sarah received a message from Imran. He wanted to meet and talk about returning home. Her heart skipped a beat. Part of her wanted to forgive him. Part of her wanted to scream at the pain he had caused. Mr. Kadir noticed her sadness and asked gently, "Is it about him?" Sarah nodded, tears in her eyes. He did not say anything harsh. Instead, he held her hand silently. Sarah felt the weight of two lives pressing on her: her past with Imran and her present with Mr. Kadir. The next day, Sarah met Imran. He apologized and promised change. He said he missed her and Hina. Sarah listened quietly. Her heart was torn, but she realized something important. She had been searching for care and love, not just forgiveness. Sarah returned home, feeling confused. Mr. Kadir was waiting. She looked into his eyes and saw understanding. He said softly, "Whatever you choose, make sure it is for you, not for anyone else." Sarah realized the truth. She had grown stronger, wiser, and more aware of her own heart. Days passed. Sarah decided not to return to Imran. She chose to live a life of honesty with herself and Hina. Mr. Kadir continued to be a supportive neighbor and friend, but she set boundaries. The emotional bond remained, but she understood the importance of protecting her values and her child. Sarah learned a hard lesson. Life is not about punishment or betrayal. It is about choices, understanding, and self-respect. She may have felt emotional infidelity, but she did not let it destroy her life. Instead, it taught her resilience, courage, and the importance of emotional honesty. In the end, Sarah and Hina built a new life in the small town. The harsh landlord became a symbol of support, not temptation. Sarah smiled genuinely, knowing that she had survived betrayal, found strength, and learned the true meaning of love and care.